Over the years, kids change and become different from generations before them. Children are influenced by different versions of pop culture that take over the world. In the 1950s, Elvis Presley shocked America with his gyrating dance moves and music. In the 1960s, hippies embraced promoting peace, taking drugs, and listening to psychedelic music. In the early 2000s, kids across the United States listened to pop such as NSYNC and Britney Spears. Whatever was popular during a decade, most kids would follow it. It comes as no surprise that technology would eventually take over the world. Over the years, the advancements in technology have made doing tasks, sharing information, and finding entertainment easier for future generations than past generations. For instance, think back to the early 2000s. I remember it was rare to find kids indoors when they were not in school because many would be outside playing and being active. And the flashback to now, and you see more kids playing inside rather than outside. They'll be playing video games, playing on the computer, or watching television. They'll be using any form of technology rather than playing outside. When I ask my younger brother or his friends how their day is going, they will reply that it's bad because they don't have Wi-Fi for their tablets. It's apparent that children in modern day are more reliant on technology than those of past generations. Society as a whole relies greatly on technology and media. So much, in fact, that is often used in our daily routines. Feed by M.T. Anderson warns the audience that how being overly reliant on technology can be detrimental to society rather than helping it. The novel Feed warns the audience to be careful of their use of media and technology. It is ironic that technology was created to enhance our lives by completing tasks easier and faster. For instance, a manufacturing company can save money by using machines to assemble products. It is faster for machines to assemble products than for people to, and it costs less to buy machines than to pay workers. The novel cautions that we should not allow media and technology to control our lives. If we listen to everything that the media tells us, we mainly hear biased points of view, false statements, and ideas that society wants us to conform to. The novel takes place in a future where everything is influenced by technology. Citizens are able to travel to space while going on vacation. Companies own everything from actual products to the air, and most citizens in the United States own their own feed. A feed is a chip that is implanted into the brains of the citizens who have it. They are able to use it as though they were using an advanced form of the internet. Everything they need or want to know can be found by using the feed. Unfortunately, the citizens rely so heavily on using the feed that they do not realize it is harmful to their society. If a citizen does not own a feed, he or she is at a disadvantage. For those who do not have the feed, communication with others who use the feed and obtaining information quickly is hard. The government capitalizes on these obstacles to convince citizens to get a feed. In the novel, Violet, one of the main characters, proclaims, when you have the feed all your life, you're brought up to not think about things, like them never telling you that it's a republic and not a democracy. It's something that makes me angry, but people don't know these days. These of the feed were raising a nation of idiots. Ignorant, self-centered idiots. Those who have the feed are no longer required to receive an education in the sense of how we today mean getting an education. Rather than having to look up information themselves, users of the feed can ask the feed to look up a topic and get the answers immediately. In addition to warning about technology, feed warns consumers about being aware of media. In the novel, the feed is able to get information about individual people and find products that he or she might like and end up buying. Violet exclaims, they're also waiting to make you want things. Everything we've grown up with, the stories on the feed, the games, all of that. It's all streamlining our personalities so we're easier to sell to. I mean, they do these demographic studies that divide everyone up into a few personality types. And then you get ads based on what you're supposedly like. They try to figure out who you are and to make you conform to one of their types for easy marketing. It's like a spiral. They keep marketing everything more basic so it will appeal to everyone. And gradually everyone gets used to the idea of being basic, so we get less and less varied as people, more simple. So the corpse can make everything even simpler, and it goes on and on. Like the feed, companies in modern day try to convince consumers that their products are for them. They appeal to consumers by telling them that they will have a certain look or be thought of a certain way if they buy their products. Basically, they appeal to consumers by playing on how everyone wants to feel like they're a part of a group and accepted. By acknowledging how media and technology affects us, we are able to recognize how it causes us to exhibit certain traits. Whether we like it or not, today's society is greatly influenced by media and the advancements in technology. Media influences our culture, habits, and beliefs, and vice versa. We see and hear things in the media, and we choose whether we should accept it or not. Then we take what we accept and apply it to our lives. For instance, we watch different news channels, such as CNN or Fox, based on our political views. News channels tend to be biased, so we tend to watch more of the channel that supports our own views. The lives of people are now significantly different from those of our grandparents and maybe even our parents. Several years ago, when television first came out, many families did not own television. If they did, they only owned one. Today, on the other hand, a majority of households have a television. In fact, many families own more than one television. If a family does not have a television, people think that they are weird merely because they do not conform to the social norm that everyone has a television. Feed attempts to get readers to see how we allow media and technology to influence how we think of things. We critique others for not following the social norms revolving around media and technology. Oftentimes, we become preoccupied with following and being updated on media and technology that we begin to neglect things that are really important, such as maintaining good grades or socializing with other people in person. It is so much easier for people to voice their opinions online or socialize online without having to truly connect with another person on a personal level or dealing with the consequences of how they act. In her TED Talk, Connected but Alone, Sherry Turkle acknowledges, we're lonely, but we're afraid of intimacy. And so from social networks to sociable robots, we're designing technologies that will give us the illusion of companionship without the demands of friendship. We are so scared now of interacting with other people in person that we resort to using text messages, chatting online, and emails to communicate with one another. As a whole, we must learn to rely less on media and technology. Although they were created to help us make us smarter, in a sense, it decreases our ability to learn and do things ourselves. We've become used to speaking with colloquial terms or talking about trashy shows such as the Jersey Shore that we begin to debase language. Once we become conscious of how we use media and technology, we will become smarter and better as a society. If we let them overtake and control us, we lose what makes us who we are. We would no longer be individuals. Thank you.